You say, Pastor, I'm feeling fine, and I don't have any doctor's visits I have to go to. My physical was just fine, but Pastor. But I want to tell you, you may not be crying right now. Life may be going well with you right now. But you keep saying good morning. Storms have a way coming in our lives. This woman went crying to the prophet, and she says to Elisha, your servant, my husband, is dead. You know who he was. You knew he feared the Lord. And now the predators, now that he's dead, have come to my house to take my two boys, the only ones I have left. Take them and make them slaves. I'm in a dilemma. I'm in a bad spot. And here she is, her dilemma. Her husband's dead. Dead up to her ears. Sons about to be deported into slavery. Now, I ain't went by your street yet, but keep living. Imagine this woman. Her husband has just died. Man of the cloth. One who has been part of the school of the prophets. And not only did he die, but he left her in debt. You know, all right. Come on. You know, it's one thing that you leave your family, and it's sad. It's real sad if a spouse leaves the family. But you know what's sadder than that? They leave them worse off. In debt. This is not on my manuscript, but let me throw this out. If you don't have life insurance, get some. I don't care if you have to go to that man that comes by your house, knocks on the door, 1 month, quarter, and says to you, you know that you can put on the wall? That one. I got one of those in my backpack I keep. Because I don't want to leave Savitra and the boys in a bad shape. Can I get a witness in here? I'm saying to you men who are head of your houses, be the head of your house and take care of your family. Be good to them not only in life, but be good to them in death. If you are a single woman and you're at your house, get insurance for you and your family. If you got some loved ones who you worried about and ain't got good sense and don't use good financial sense, get a policy on them. Tell me you ain't trying to kill them, but you trying to live after they gone. Preach to them, Brown. You helping somebody. She was left in debt. Sons about to be deported. And when you look at the text in verse 2, it says he asked her, what you got? What do you have in your house? She said, all I have, I really don't have nothing, but except save a pot of oil. In fact, the matter is, and very little of that. She didn't have very much, but that's all she had. So look at this woman who has very little. She's a woman who in that society was considered to be low status. Can I get a witness in here? All she had was a flask or a small jar of oil. But you got to understand something about this jar. This flask was that held something that had value. Oh, thank you, Jesus. She didn't have very much, but what she had was not cheap. Can I get a witness in here? Mama say you may not have the best of clothes. You may not live in the fanciest house on the block. But you got to at least have integrity in your life. Can I get a witness in here? And I think I ought to tell our young people here today, if you're young and you're concerned about where you live and what you're wearing and what your parents are driving, it's not all about what you wear. It's not all about what your parents drive. It's not all about where you live. It's about what you have in your head and how much knowledge of God you have and how much integrity you have. Growing up to life, we got to have integrity. Can I get a witness in here? Have integrity to know that I'm going to live right. I don't care if nobody's watching me. Featuring and her sister and her mom and her grandmom and niece, they went to Louisiana this weekend and left me and the boys. We make it. You hear what I said? We making it. My sister cooked dinner yesterday. We making it. But you know, she did not have to call cheaters to follow me around. Because I got to have integrity whether she's watching or not. Can I get a witness in here? Like I'll tell you, brothers, you want to be a man of integrity. Be where you say you're going to be. Come on now, come on. Well, I know you got your cell phone, you got your Blackberries and your iPhone, you know, and you chilling. I understand that. And sister, you know, I text and all that, you know. But don't you know that don't mean you where you supposed to be? Because she called you on the cell phone. If you really want to be a man of integrity,
raise the word. Come on.
Tell her to call you on the phone where you are. Not your cell phone. That's integrity. She had flasks of oil. She was in a bad dilemma. But she went to the preacher. Told the preacher a problem. Said, all I have nothing except a pot of oil. And I tell you what, brothers and sisters, you may not have much, but whenever you place that little bit in the hands of Jesus, somebody know what I'm talking about. Jesus can do more with a little bit than we can with a whole lot. Can I get a witness? Some of you know what I'm talking about. You had to make it on a little bit of nothing. But God always provided. Some of you had parents that didn't have very much. They didn't have a high school education or a college degree. But they had enough of Jesus that they can tell you that God will provide. Can I get a witness in here? She had a bad dilemma. But listen at the directives of the preacher. He said, go, borrow some vessels from everywhere, from all your neighbors, empty vessels. And don't borrow just one or two. Borrow a whole lot of vessels. What you saying, little pastor?